Up, wake up, wake up, wake up. It's the Flo Show No Filter at your service. The thoughts, views, and opinions shared on the Flo Show No Filter are for educational and entertainment purposes only. I am not a professional. I am just good. Happy. Y'all know one of my favorite days of the week. Happy Taco Mother effing Tuesday. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, late night, whenever you watching this. Hello. Get you a good taco today. Got a great show for you as always. Shout out to all my beautiful listeners, my beautiful viewers on Apple and Spotify, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. I got a big family, and I got to thank all of y'all for coming together. Y'all know this is my favorite time of the day. I get to come in here and talk about all this crazy shit going on in the world. And today, I'm breaking Diddy down today, and the co-conspirator, the enterprise letter, what the hell is going on. We're going to dig into it a little bit. They playing games, but that's okay. You know, we don't mind if they play games because then they just make me start digging. And I start finding the information for y'all. I don't need them to tell us the enterprise letter. It's coming soon, though, y'all. But I'm going to give y'all a heads up. I'm going to break that enterprise letter down because they ain't really trying to hide nothing from us for real. If you just use the context clues and read the tea leaves, we already know who on that enterprise letter. And that's what we're going to talk about today, the co-conspirators who helped Diddy and who didn't. Can't wait to get into it today. Don't you hate when somebody keep telling you they going to tell you something? And then when they supposed to tell you, then they make another excuse. And by the time 2 or 3 excuses in, you like, look, I don't even fucking want to know no more. I don't care what you're going to tell me. Just keep it to yourself. I literally, you get to the point where you literally don't even want to know anymore. That's where I'm at with all this Diddy mess and all this Diddy drama. Shout out to all the subscribers out there making it happen. I'm going to get to y'all a little bit later in the show. And thank you for everybody that went to and.onlikeit.com, the website for the Flo Show No Filter, where all our merch. Shout out to everybody that has purchased something. Y'all been showing up and showing out, and I greatly appreciate it. I ain't gonna waste too much time today, y'all. I don't have nothing to vent about, rant, none of that. We just gonna get into what's going on with Diddy. So, as you know, thank you for congratulations on the podcast. I appreciate y'all. I didn't know, I had no clue the podcast would blow up like this, y'all. Y'all know me. I'm just gonna tell y'all what's on my mind. I don't try to make nothing better than it is or worse than it is. I didn't know this fucking podcast was gonna blow up like this. I had no clue. So thank you to everybody who's supporting it. Y'all are amazing. That's all I can say. But let's get into this Diddy stuff. Enough about me and this podcast, the Flo Show No Filter. We about to get into it. So I kind of like, it's not much Diddy news or no new Diddy news today because they back in the court trying to figure something out. And we're gonna go over that. But I kind of like it when it's nothing that I have to talk about. Like there's no real huge breaking Diddy news today. Right now, we're waiting on the court date Friday. Actually, Diddy is doing court on Friday, and they're going to sort out this enterprise letter mess and what's going on. It's Friday at 2 p.m. So that's kind of what everybody gearing up towards. So wasn't no breaking Diddy news today, but I like those days too. And I'm going to tell you why I like these kind of days, because then I get to go in and kind of just do me. And in doing me, I found out some things, y'all. I found out some things that got us sitting back. We've been waiting all this damn time for this Enterprise letter to break this down when the information is already out. And I ain't even realized it. What am I talking about? Oh, that's what I'm about to break down to you. So you remember, everybody remembers Jeffrey Epstein. I don't have to explain to you all the nasty, vile, crazy, trifling, toxic crap that Epstein and his gang did with his right-hand man or woman. I call her Ghislaine. I know her name is Ghislaine. I know that. I nickname her Ghislaine for obvious reasons. Well, anyway, that case is literally the blueprint for this case. It's handled in the same district court. Very, very similar charges, very, very similar dynamics, which is more bad news for the diddler, aka Mohawk Diddy. It's more news that says that, like we always say, Diddy is cooked. Diddy is George Foreman. Diddy is air fryered. Diddy is cock-potted, waffle makered, and cooked all in one. At this point, you might just have to throw his ass in the microwave. Because the feds and the prosecution literally already have the blueprint for this indictment and for this trial. And literally all they had to do was swap out names. Swap out Epstein, and put in Diddley. Mohawk Diddy. Take out Ghislaine, or you want to call it Ghislaine, and put in who I'm about to talk about today. And today, I'm going to talk about Ghislaine. But Ghislaine is to Jeffrey Epstein as Christina Quorum is to Diddy. And she's been flying under the radar for a while because I've been having to keep y'all up to speed with all the breaking Diddy news. But Christina, I got time today, baby. So you ain't flying under the radar no more today. I get to do me today. And in doing me, I done found out a lot about Diddy's chief of staff, Christina Quorum. But first, before I get into her, let me break down what Ghislaine, whatever you want to call her, Miss Maxwell. Let me break down her role in the Jeffrey Epstein situation. And then I'm going to tie it to Christina. And then we got some more co-conspirators that I'm going to give you some dates and some situations that's going to make you say, what? I didn't think about that. So let's get into it. Miss Maxwell was a close associate of Jeffrey Epstein. Y'all know Epstein was convicted of sex and trafficking underage, and Maxwell was involved in Epstein's many illegal activities. Now, what did Miss Maxwell do for Jeffrey Epstein? Maxwell was accused of recruiting young girls for Epstein, often in the early stages, setting them up to be groomed. She would approach vulnerable individuals, sometimes under the guise of offering them a job or educational opportunities, and introduce them to Jeffrey Epstein. Many victims reported that Maxwell was the first point of contact and that she played a critical role in building trust. Now, I need y'all to listen to this carefully because as we break this down, you're going to see that pretty much everything I'm saying about Miss Maxwell can be said about Diddy's chief of staff, Christina Coram. Maxwell was implicated in grooming these girls by creating an environment where sexual exploitation was normalized. In many cases, she would instruct the victims on how to behave around Epstein, and sometimes even participated in the process by being present during the abuse. Although there were different testimonies, they pretty much lined up that she was involved in abuse directly. Maxwell, she also managed the logistical side of Epstein's operations, including organizing travel for the girls to do different things. She would go to different properties that Epstein owned and do whatever the girls needed to do or what they told them to do. Y'all know about the private island in the Virgin Islands. Miss Maxwell made arrangements for the girls to meet with Epstein and oversaw the schedule, essential to ensuring that everything went according to plan. She enabled the abuse. Maxwell was not just a passive participant. She played a key role in maintaining the secrecy and ensuring the smooth continuation of Epstein's operations. She is accused of manipulating victims into complying with Epstein's requests, sometimes acting as a barrier between them and the outside world, making it more and more difficult for them to escape the abuse. And what and where did this get her? Well, in 2021, Maxwell was convicted of several federal charges, including the trafficking of the minors, and she was sentenced to 20 years in prison for all these things I've detailed previously. Now, I hope you got a good gist of what she did. She basically ran Epstein's illegal trifling operation as if it was real business. She micromanaged the situation. And y'all, that's exactly what Christina Coram allegedly did for Diddy. It's great detail. If you read into Diddy's the Little Rod, y'all know the big lawsuit that Little Rod put down. He detailed what Christina Coram did as chief of staff with Diddy. Now, why am I talking about Christina Coram? Because I can pretty much guarantee she's in that enterprise letter. The enterprise letter of Diddy is going to spell out what he did and as far as his businesses and his company and how it was ran and who ran it and who helped. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here today. What is it? Tuesday morning, as we wait on this enterprise letter to tell you, I would be shocked if Christina Coram is not in that letter. The blueprint is already laid. They are being investigated by the exact same court district that even handled the Epstein and Miss Maxwell situation. So they ain't doing nothing but copy and pasting names at this point, which is another thing that's bad news for Diddy. They've already handled this exact situation. And there's so many similarities, they pretty much fit in the same box. So now that I gave you that background of Maxwell, Ghislaine, aka Ghislaine, let me show you how that is so similar and compares to what Christina Coram did for Diddy. So I had to go to this article. This is from Newsweek. Who is Christina Coram, Diddy's chief of staff in sex trafficking probe? So let's go. Investigators with the Department of Homeland Security executed search warrants. But where did they get this information from that to allow them or give them the credible evidence, enough evidence to say, hey, we need to go in that home? Well, let's dig into it. Last month, back in March, music producer Lil Rod filed a lawsuit alleging trafficking by Combs for more than a year. This went on. In the lawsuit, Combs' chief of staff, Christina Quorum, is compared to the British socialite Ghislaine Maxwell, who is the former girlfriend of Jeffrey Epstein. According to that complaint, Quorum required all of Combs' employees, including domestic staff, to walk around with a fanny pack or pouch containing narcotics so the rapper could partake in whatever drug of choice he wanted to at that time. This is Christina. So she is the one who orchestrates all of this and makes sure everything is fine for Diddy. Make sure everybody got a fanny pack of drugs so Diddy could just reach in your fanny pack and get whatever drug you want, or could give it to whatever trafficking victim or whoever needs it. It is also alleged that Quorum, who is one of almost 30 defendants in this lawsuit, personally ordered sex workers and prostitutes for Mr. Combs. And I use the term Mr. loosely. I'm not even halfway in, and don't you see the comparison? Don't you see how Christina and Miss Maxwell are one and the same? Combs' attorney, Sean Hawley, disputed the allegations. Now, they disputed this and said it was all a falsehood and all of this. This was out right before all of this stuff went down. Now, according to the since deleted linked profile, let me tell you what I know about Christina Quorum, who you about to see wrapped up in this Diddy mess. And she is going to be put out as the madam or whatever the hell you call it. See, I don't run no freak off parties. I don't know what you call these people. I think you would call her madam. No, I don't know. But she ran things for Diddy. She was a senior executive back in July 2013. She went on to become Combs' day-to-day manager, as well as taking the role of director. She was appointed to Combs' chief of staff in November 2020, and that's when all of it started going crazy. Now, she had a bachelor's degree in business, and she also worked for Burberry. Now, in January 2021, Combs himself described Quorum's importance to him as he shared a photo of her on Facebook. This is what Combs said. Meet Christina Quorum, chief of staff at Combs Enterprises. Christina, aka KK, keeps everything in my life and my business running. Now that's so Diddy. She keeps everything in your life and your business running, which means she did everything. Okay. Continue. She's been my right hand for the last 8 years and has consistently proven to execute and get shit done. Don't know how I'd function without her. Not exactly a post that you would want to be out here if the man who posting it is looking at damn near life in prison and done all this nasty, crazy stuff with thousands of allegations left and right. I don't think you want to be in his face in one of his big Facebook posts, but that was the post. And so also back in 2020, Combs also spoke of Christina Korm's importance to him on an Instagram when he wished her happy birthday. And I quote Combs as saying, "Happy birthday to my ace Boone Coon, my right hand, my day-to-day manager that keeps my world twirling. And she always got my back. She makes sure that I smile every day and that I don't go into those dark places. Today is your day, your mother effing birthday. Go KK." This post has since been deleted from Combs' Instagram. Korm also appears to have deleted or renamed her Instagram account. And see, a lot of people ain't talking about none of this. A lot of podcasts and YouTubers, you're not going to hear talking about this because they talk about whatever they talk. I talk about my own stuff. When you come here, we're going to get our own Diddy news because I actually do journalism work. I actually dig and look for clues. Because if they going to bullshit around with the Enterprise letter, then they just making me do a little extra work because I'm going to tell y'all what the hell going on. Because when you look at all the dates and the detail, I ain't even got to the significance of the different dates. Wait till I break down these dates. And y'all are going to be able to look up yourself and know who on this damn Enterprise letter, because it really ain't rocket science. So now that they did deleting all of that, now check this out. Now this is where it all gets hairy. Now you listen to that article, you tell me that don't sound like Miss Maxwell. What they describing that Christina Korm did for Diddy, and when you get down to the nitty gritty, I like that. When you get down to the nitty gritty with Diddy, when you get down to the nitty gritty with Diddy, you figure out that he must have used Jeffrey Epstein as a trifling ass blueprint, because he did. He had the same thing. He had this fair-skinned woman running all his business, thinking he can hide up behind her. And long as she handling it, ain't nobody gonna pay attention to Diddy. But he thought wrong, obviously, because once it all hit the fan, you ain't no more hiding. So let me get to, before I even detail some of the crazy stuff that Christina Korm is alleged to have done, let's get to these dates real quick, because today the fun episode. I like when it ain't no other breaking Diddy news that I gotta tell y'all about, because I get to break shit down on these days. I love these days. So check this out. Lil Rod's lawsuit. You remember Lil Rod's lawsuit? That's the big lawsuit that was pretty much like Cassie's lawsuit. If this was a fight, a heavyweight boxing fight, Cassie's lawsuit would have been that strong jab that stunned the opponent. Boom, hit him with 30 million. We don't know if he's gonna quite get knocked out, but did he look stunned after that 30 million, right? Well, right after Cassie's lawsuit about all the trafficking stuff going on, right after that, here come Lil Rod lawsuit. Now, Cassie hit him with the jab. Lil Rod came with the knockout blow, if what he's saying is true. So check out these dates. And see, this they fought. This is the government or whoever fault it is that they ain't gave us his Enterprise letter yet, because then now they got me digging. And now my listeners and my viewers, we about to really know what the hell going on. Y'all should have just told us. And now we digging. Check this out. Lil Rod's lawsuit, that was pretty much the knockout blow, was amended the same day as Diddy's search warrant. March 25th, back in March. Long time ago. We almost had a year anniversary of this. That's too much of a coincidence for me. So Little Rod amends his lawsuit the exact same day that the search warrants are executed and filed and ready to set go. And it was all over the place. We all saw those raids. So then when you look at that date, I say, wow, there's no such thing as coincidence. So now I'm thinking a lot of people might have been speculating, but now I got some raw facts to back it up that Little Rod's lawsuit is pretty much cliff notes of the Enterprise letter. Because if you remember, I've always brought up a young lady by the name of Ethiopia. Ethiopia was another young lady who came out immediately and said some interesting things after she was implicated in helping Diddy and being part of his team. She was up there with Lucy and Grange, Christina Coram, all the top people in that lawsuit. So check this out. Diddy, so Ethiopia was like the CEO of Uptown. She was implicated. But guess what she did? And she did this on March 23rd, which would have been 2 days before the raids. Oh, we got some good stuff cooking today. You ain't going to get this nowhere. You're not going to get this type of breakdown on no podcast, no YouTube. I hate to break the bad news to you, because people just regurgitate what everybody else saying. I don't even listen to other people because I don't want to regurgitate what they saying. When you come to this show, I want to make sure you getting some flow shit. So Ethiopia, she's a big time exec, CEO of Motown, all type of different high positions. But when she got implicated, this is what she told the court. And I quote, Ethiopia says, I have personal knowledge of the facts set forth herein, which are known to me to be true and correct. And if called upon to testify as a witness, I could and would competently testify. In other words, Diddy's ass is grass. He got these people who were involved or know this or know some information. They are throwing Diddy under the bus in seconds. It's almost like people can't wait to flip and testify. But let's get back to this date. So then their lawyer wrote to the judge. So they wrote the letter. Here's the letter. I am writing to provide your honor with an update regarding the above referenced matter on behalf of the plaintiff. On March 21st, plaintiff entered into an agreement with the defendant, Ethiopia. Under this agreement, in exchange for a declaration that will be appended to the forthcoming amendment complaint, the plaintiff has agreed to dismiss all claims against Ethiopia with prejudice. Now, I know it's a lot going on right now, so let me explain to you. This is March 23rd. It's no coincidence that 2 days after Ethiopia said, I will sing and tell every piece of Diddy's trifling business that I know. Please don't prosecute me. 2 days after that, Diddy's homes are raided. Search warrants in place. Case ready to be taken to trial. Now, what did Ethiopia tell them? Hell if I know. But I know she said something. And I know those dates is all too close together to not mean something. So, as far as that enterprise letter, you're going to have people that are either not in that enterprise letter because they've been removed because they have went from co-conspirator to witnesses, or you got people that's going to be in there because they didn't need their testimony. They didn't need their testimony. They didn't need them at all. So they just going to have to fight the case and tell what they want to tell. So what are some of the things that Christina did that just don't sound right? Because there are quite a few things. And Ethiopia would have knowledge to a lot of it. And it's very funny that she immediately was removed from the lawsuit with all this nasty stuff going on. And not only is she removed, she puts out a letter and filed a letter saying she'll tell whatever she needs to tell. But not only that, 2 days later, the search warrants that we all know about, the Diddy raids. So there were different instances that happened with Little Rod and Christina. One time, Little Rod, if you recall, Little Rod said, knowing that Christina ran everything, Little Rod went to Christina. He said, he told her, he said, I don't appreciate the way Diddy just grabbed my balls the other day. Patted me on the behind, whatever. And allegedly, do y'all know what Christina Coram, a.k.a. Miss Maxwell Jr., do y'all know what her response was, allegedly? She said, Lil Rod, that's just Diddy's way of showing that he likes you. In other words, man, you're going to keep working. You're going to keep producing. And if Diddy want to grab your balls here and there, you're just going to have to deal with it. This is what we running over here. This is what Christina was on. Often Christina would be in the bathroom, allegedly, when Diddy would be in the shower naked, taking a shower while his workers were forced to all be in there holding a meeting while this trifling asshole is naked. No respect. None. Even having Christina to say, hey, I'm going to go ahead and remove myself since you ain't got no clothes on. It was all a big joke. Well, it ain't funny now. Funny how? Let me remind you some of the names that were in that Little Rod lawsuit. Because if you like me and you tired of them playing games with this enterprise letter and you understand how all those dates correlate, if you want to get your own information, look up the Lil Rod lawsuit. Lil Rod's lawsuit is basically the superseding indictment in the enterprise letter all in one. It's just that you have to weed out some of the information that's in that lawsuit because some of it don't apply criminally. But when you look at it, check out some of these names. Meek Mill, Usher, Stevie J, the Negro that keep bothering me. You in this lawsuit with all this nasty stuff and you got time to come on my page, Stevie J, you something else. You a wild boy. Also, Cuba Gooding Jr. You remember Cuba Gooding Jr. was alleged to be fondling and grabbing men parts that weren't supposed to be grabbed. He wasn't grabbing his own. He was grabbing Lil Rod's and whoever else. And see, the thing is, I don't know what any of these names, what they exactly did. I wasn't there. But with all the stuff that we're hearing that has went on You didn't even want to be around, because if you were around, you're part of the crime. Young Miami, Justin Combs, J-Lo, Christina Korn, Lucien Charles Grange, and another huge piece to this puzzle, Brendan Paul. Oh, you remember Brendan Paul? Younger guy, white male, was labeled the drug mule, was stopped by authorities for suspicion of moving drugs. Y'all remember when that happened? And y'all know his charges got dropped, and he basically he got what was equivalent of less than a slap on the wrist. He in this damn Enterprise letter. We don't need them to tell us that. Because one thing about a criminal activity is you're not about to trust too many people. So Diddy trusted Christina Korn. You heard it in his own words. His operation couldn't run without her. The problem is we didn't know what the hell the operation was at that time. Hell, Diddy. Now that we know what the operation was, thanks for letting us know who your co-conspirators are. Brendan Paul didn't get anything done to him. He got busted, but he free as a bird. Do we need the feds to tell us that Brendan was involved? Christina Korn was involved? Shit, we already know that Ethiopia, the CEO of Motown, I don't know if she's the ex-CEO of Motown, I don't even know if she's still employed. But we know she was labeled in the lawsuit of knowing and being involved in a lot of this nasty trafficking crap. And she immediately said, I'm telling everything I know. So as we wait on this Enterprise letter, I'm telling y'all, the more I dig, most of the names or information that we're going to find in that Enterprise letter will definitely be also found in that Little Rod lawsuit. Now, what we got going on Friday? Well, they had Diddy's team wanted to know what the names were and some of the victims' names and basically what's going on with the co-conspirator Enterprise letter. They wanted to know some of the information. And the judge went with their motion was and said that the prosecution had till March 10th, which would have been 6, 7, 8, 9, Monday. They had to March till Monday to give the names for attorneys to look at. Diddy's attorneys. We can't see them. So once they did that on Monday, now they have a court date, which will be this Friday at 2 p.m. And they actually are moving. This must be an important court date because they're moving. Mayor Adams was supposed to have a court appointment Friday at 2 p.m. Well, they didn't kick Mayor Adams to the curb, and they put Diddy in that slot. And I guess they will, make a final determination on the Enterprise letter. I'm sure at that time, if Diddy doesn't have any objections or whatever, we'll know Friday when that letter will be released. I'm pretty sure they really don't have much else to talk about. Yep. So we already know. Friday is the date that we all need to be paying attention to. But right now, another thing we need to be paying attention to is to the people who make this podcast go, keep the lights on, keeping truth alive by subscribing to this content. This type of content can't survive under the dollars of corporations, of elites, of big time celebrities, because obviously they don't want this out. They don't want us highlighting information and sending it to the masses. So guess what? We supporting our own so we can continue, and I can continue to keep giving you this truth, because I ain't depending on no corporation. I ain't depending on no elite. We gonna do this on our own. So that why we doing this on our own? So every morning, 7:30, when I come to y'all speakers, I can say whatever the hell we need to be said. And so let me shout out the subscriber of the day today, as we always do, because they are just as important as me. It's two things that make this thing go. Me, by getting on here, researching and talking, and the subscribers by subscribing and supporting. So I always take time to shout them out. So today, $3 donation and subscriber of the day. Thank you for the $3 subscription. This is Allie Edwards. Allie Edwards, we at the Flo Show No Filter. And when I say we, I mean me. Thank you for the subscribing. Every dollar counts. Every bit of support counts. We will definitely, your $3 subscription is going to give you all the exclusive Diddy content that I got coming May 5th, as you already know. A great friend of mine from back in the day who was my publicist when I was doing my music thing, and is a great guy. He is one of the leaders in all of these stories. He is at all the courtroom. He is on site all the time, and he will be not only our official correspondent, but he's also promised me access to the Diddy trial. So I will be in the courtroom, not every day, but I will be in the courtroom on certain days when I want to go take a closer look and let y'all know that, hey, y'all, Diddy really is in there. And so you're going to get access to all that for your $3 subscription. And everybody who subscribes, I will definitely have the #1 and best Diddy coverage of the trial. And I'm only other person that I think will cover it is that will cover it as closely as me is probably Tisa Tales and another YouTuber named Ticket TV. Outside of those two, I will definitely have the best Diddy coverage, and it won't even be close. I'm already preparing. I've already made preparations. So all the subscribers, you will get that exclusive content. And like I told everybody, don't wait until May 1st or even middle of April. Subscriptions will go up by that time. So I'm trying to tell all my day ones, don't wait, because what I don't want to hear is people complaining, why is the subscription higher now? Because I'm telling you now, all my day ones, y'all can get into it at whatever price you want to get into it now. But once flight reservations are booked and I'm flying back and forth to the Diddy trial, y'all know the subscription's going to have to go up. But don't wait for that. Let the Johnny come latelys pay that price. Y'all get in now for the minimum. And I appreciate every last one of y'all, like I always say. It ain't even just about the money. We got so many people in this community that even if they don't have the money to subscribe or money to buy any merchandise, they sharing my podcast. They telling the world. They getting more people hip to what I'm doing over here. They spreading the message. And that's just as important as any amount of money. So we all work together on this podcast. Also, andidon'tLikeIt.com with all the merchandise is going crazy. Everybody's been asking me about the black And I Don't Like It shirt. When is it coming out? It will be out Friday. So if you want a black And I Don't Like It t-shirt, it will be out Friday. And I'm trying to get the hat. So maybe the hat too, but for sure the black And I Don't Like It shirt will be out this Friday. Check it out. Cop you one. Cop me one too if you want to. But also, we will definitely try to get a hat. Trying to style the right hat to go with the And I Don't Like It gear. And the Flo Show No Filter hoodie is also going, and the shirts. Appreciate everybody. But check that out for this Friday. Now let's get back into Diddy, Mo Diddy. I'm over here rapping. Let's get back into Diddy, y'all. So the Diddy Monster. Friday, I told y'all that. Put that on y'all calendar, 2 p.m. We should know what the hell is going on with this Enterprise letter. But guess what? They always say revenge is a dish best served cold. Guess who has a new album dropping on this as the Diddy trial starts? Our boy from back in the day, Mace. Y'all remember Mace? Bad boy. They make you feel so good. Remember that? Remember Mace? Mace is doing this thing now. He got the Is What It Is with Cameron. If a lot of people know, Mace was one of the most vocal people telling everybody that Diddy been ain't shit. And if y'all didn't understand that sentence, that's some Cleveland talk. When you go to the hood, and if they want to say that somebody has been a jerk for a long time or has been a piece of crap for a long time, they'll say so and so been ain't shit. So if they were talking about me, they would say, man, Flo been ain't shit. And that's I love that line. That's a Cleveland line. The sentence is all jacked up. But even with the sentence being jacked up, you know exactly what it means. If somebody say, hey, you been ain't shit, you be like, dang, I can't even quite understand it, but I know it's not good. So Mace been calling out Diddy. And back in the day, a lot of people didn't want to hear what Mace said. They was thinking it was sour grapes. They were thinking that Mace was just hating. But Mace was the first one to say, Diddy, you stole everybody publishing. You been shady. You and your mama. You putting stuff in your mama name. All this stuff that's coming out now, Mace been saying this for years. Mace carried when Biggie died, and we all don't know what the hell was really behind Biggie's death, but that's a whole nother podcast. Diddy. But Mace been said that that his mother, he was hiding money with his mother, and Mace was saying one of his most famous clips is when he said, yeah, I'm saying it because I'm alive, and you saying it, and other people ain't saying it because they dead. Craig Mack can't speak out about your ass because he dead. Biggie can't speak out about your ass because he dead. Black Rob, all type of people. Mace was like, they dead, but I'm still here. And Mace was calling them out, but nobody really wanted to hear him. But I was listening because I've always been a Mace fan. Well, Mace got an album coming out on May 5th. And it's clearly something to it. The Harlem native announced on his show, It Is What It Is, that his first album in over 20 years will arrive on the first day of Diddy's racketeering and sex trafficking trial. On March 7th, Mace revealed to Cameron that I got a track list and y'all can't wait to hear it. These are the songs he picked and people listening to him now. When Clarette asked when Mace is planning to share the music, he said May. However, he said May 25th, which has a lot of people confused. However, Diddy's trial is set for May 5th. So I'm pretty sure when Mace said May 25th, he thought that was Diddy's first trial date, but it's actually May 5th. So Mace will probably have to move it up to May 5th. I'm pretty sure he's going to do that. If you know Mace like I know Mace, he going to come and spill some crazy beans. Is the only reason why he would be dropping it on the first day of Diddy's trial. Diddy did Mace foul. Remember back in the day, we used to be like, man, whatever Diddy did to Mace had to be terrible because Mace immediately ran. He became a pastor trying to get away from the satanic, devilish bullshit that Diddy was up to. And Mace was blackballed Mace wrote all those records when Biggie died. All those hit records were wrote by Mace after that. It was Mace's pen that carried Bad Boy Records after Biggie we lost Biggie tragically. And Mace didn't get a dime. I think Mace said Diddy paid him early when Mace first was signed. Mace didn't know nothing about the business. Diddy tricked him, coerced him, whatever you want to call it. He bought Mace's total publishing, all his publishing money, all of that for $20,000. His masters, everything for $20,000. So after that happened, Mace, after he wrote all those records, did all that stuff, he wasn't getting a penny. And this is the type of practices that Diddy got away with for so long. And then maybe about a year before Diddy was picked up on all these crazy charges, he started giving back everybody they publishing. After he, for one, just stole everybody's money. But if y'all remember, Danity Kane was talking about it. The Locks, a lot of the Diddy artists were talking about. I wonder why all of a sudden Diddy is trying to give back everybody they publishing. Well, we later found out that he was doing it because he knew this trifling freak-off mess was on the horizon with his freaky ass. And so what goes around comes around. And after all these years of Mace and all the bad boy artists, even artists I know who got screwed over by Diddy that y'all might not even know. I don't want to speak for Sherry Dennis, but if you remember Sherry Dennis, if any of y'all bad boy fans or R&B fans will kind of remember Sherry Dennis, me and Sherry Dennis grew up together. Me and Sherry Dennis went to the same school district, Shaker. Sherry went on to be a signed R&B singer to Bad Boy back in the day when we were all young. We all love Sherry. And Sherry she come from where I come from, so we not the type to just throw messy stuff out to get clout. We don't do that. We rather not have the clout where I come from because we don't care about clout. Clout don't mean nothing in Cleveland. I remember when I was running around with all my big money friends and all that from Atlanta. We went to Atlanta. You know, they got Rolls Royces, big money talk, all that. They were pulling up. And I told them, I said, it's a different world in Cleveland. It's not like Atlanta. They didn't believe me. They was pulling up on women left and right, getting shot the hell down in their Rolls Royces. Cleveland different. Cleveland, a woman be at the bus stop. You'll pull up in your 2025 Escalade or Maybach or whatever the hell, and she will turn your ass down. Just because clout don't mean nothing to us in Cleveland. So I say that to say Sherry hasn't put out a lot about how Diddy played her. So I'm not going to speculate or put nothing out, but I am going to say Sherry I've been knowing Sherry. We were kids, and she was signed to Bad Boy, and I was so happy for her. And everybody thought being signed with Puff was the best thing ever back then. And then she disappeared, and Sherry was hella talented. And I know Sherry, now that I look back, I'm not going to speak on for her. I don't know, but I know Sherry ain't going to get down with none of that bullshit. And so that probably was a reason why she never came out or ever had the success that we all thought she should have had. She's a great writer, great singer. She had the it factor. She had the it factor as a kid. We were kids, and she was a celebrity in our eyes. I mean, we loved Sherry. She was always cool too. So when it didn't take off like it should have with Diddy, you know, we all were surprised. But you know, a lot of artists got shelved fooling with Diddy. But now that we know what we know, Diddy was just a foul motherfucker. And see, people don't know. I don't put all these people out here because I'm not gonna put Sherry business out there. I'm speaking for me. I think she was done wrong, but people don't know. Like, it'd be like, why are you talking about Diddy? What? I got friends that's involved in this shit. I'm not just some podcaster that's on the outside looking in and I'm just talking just to be talking. I have real live friends that I grew up with from the time when we were so young, peed in the bed, that got screwed over by Diddy. I got friends that I met when I was a signed rapper who I became close with that got screwed by Diddy. I had to run up and go see Danny Kane, and I'm all excited to see them. And then I go up there, everybody crying. And I can't understand why everybody crying. I had no clue how much of a monster Diddy was. So when people wonder why I'm covering Diddy or why I did this or why I did that, that's why. I was there. I know these people. I know people that haven't even come out with a lawsuit yet who were screwed over. And so y'all know me. I don't discriminate whether it's Diddy or DoorDash or Trump or Elon or Biden or Jay-Z or Ashton Kutcher or Leonardo DiCaprio or Ellen or whoever. Walmart, Target, I don't care. If the people need to be spoken, if I need to speak up for people or bring awareness to some shit, damn it, that's what I'm gonna do. So that everybody worrying about me covering Diddy or worried about mad because I'm speaking on Elon Musk or any of that, anybody getting mad about any of that, y'all know what I'm saying. Y'all know my saying. Grab you a pair of flip-flops and kick the hell out some rocks. Because this is what I'm going to do. This is what my subscribers subscribe for me to do. They don't subscribe for me to come on this bitch talking about the sky's blue and somebody just saved a cat from the tree. They can go to CNN for that. They come and they subscribe to the Flo Show No Filter because they know when they press play, you going to hear some shit that means something from somebody who is genuine about what they do. I don't give a damn about being famous, rich, none of that. I give a damn about living in my purpose, and that's it. That's why I don't get upset about comments. Y'all know my saying. I just be happy that y'all give a fuck. Don't ever look at me to get upset about anybody or anything being said in the comments or fan mail or anything. Because the minute you typed to me, you told me you give a fuck about what I'm saying and doing. I won. That's my only point. That's my only position, is to know that I'm on here and I'm doing what my subscribers is asking of me to do. So I will continue to dig. And if they're going to want to keep hiding Diddy information or keep telling us one date but not telling us what the hell going on, I'm going to keep fucking digging. So we shall see what tomorrow will bring. But I tell you this, whether they tell us what the Enterprise News or whatever, I'm going to do some more digging, and I'm going to dig in to see who else on this Enterprise letter. Today I told you about Christina Korm. Today I told you about Ethiopia, the young lady that worked CEO for Motown. We talked about Brendan Paul. I listed some of the celebrities who are on that Lil Rod list. So tune in tomorrow. because I'm gonna continue to deep dive. As always, I love y'all, but I'm out. Yo, yo, yo. Yo. Another one in the books. What's up, everybody? What is going on? Where the tacos at? But you know we about to get started. We got to get Apple and Spotify together. Give me a second. I'm glad to see everybody. The breakfast crew is in the building. Shauna, Mini Me. Who else I see in there? As I get Apple and Spotify ready. What we got going on after Apple and Spotify together? I want to talk about that Wendy Williams situation. So after we get Apple, Spotify together, I'm about to come break down the Wendy Williams situation. That situation is getting on my damn nerves. So I want to talk about it. We're going to definitely get into that. So let me check this out. Give me a second. Let me get the music going. Give me 2 seconds to get Apple and Spotify loaded up. And Wendy Williams and what's going on with her. And we back. Now, as Apple and Spotify get loaded, I want to say hello to everybody. Amy in the building. Michelle, Shauna. Let me give a shout out to everybody in the chat. Please like and share the live. I got in where my Facebook people at. Ivan Jones is in the building. Always good to see my Facebookers in the building. This is the spot. So as they getting that together, I want to go into this Wendy Williams mess. Now, you know, she was rushed to the hospital after she wrote a note of help. So I want to talk about this news bites. Wendy Williams rushed to the hospital after shocking help note. This is written by Vanita Jane. Hey, y'all, Amy late. Y'all gotta tell Amy we can't be late. So check it out. Former daytime talk show host Wendy Williams was taken to a New York hospital on Monday after a concerning incident at her assisted living facility. Williams, who has been residing at the facility's memorial ward amid her fight with frontotemporal dementia and aphasia, reportedly tossed a handwritten note from her window reading, "Help, Wendy." The note led to an urgent police welfare check and ambulance transport for evaluation. Williams' ongoing struggle with guardianship, notably, Williams has been under court order guardianship since May 2022. Her guardian, Sabrina, had previously described Williams as cognitively impaired and having dementia. However, Williams has maintained that she is mentally sound. After her transfer to the hospital, a psychiatrist reportedly claimed that Williams' mind is intact. So the hospital said, Wendy, all right. At Lenox Hill, she was subjected to a capacity test, a psychological examination scoring a 10 out of 10. So what's going on? What's up with all this Wendy Williams mess? If she fine, why she been going through all this? Now, these results are expected to be submitted to the judge in Williams' guardianship case. Last month, her guardian informed the judge she would consider a new medical evaluation, offering a potential breakthrough in Williams' long-drawn battle in her guardianship. The judge, agreed to that. So this is getting out of hand. And I'm going to need somebody to help Wendy Williams out. Shauna says they're holding her hostage so they can so she can't tell what she knows. It's getting on my damn nerves. I know that. And she just got a 10 out of 10 and passed, and they saying nothing wrong with her. Something ain't right. Something ain't right, y'all. She has to write a note in order to get out of there. And then she scores a 10 out of 10 on her psych exam. And what they did was they asked Wendy Williams 10 questions to determine if she was alert and oriented. And she answered every one correctly. A caregiver not associated with the guardianship ordered the trip. See, why the guardian didn't order this trip? Why did it take a caregiver to order the trip so they could test her after the NYPD paid a visit to Wendy Williams? This is kidnapping to me. In addition, the NYPD Adult Protective Services has launched its own investigation into the guardianship. That guardianship is some bullshit. I'm going to tell you that. Yeah, I saw that. And I'm glad. And thank you for that information, Michelle. ASAP Rocky lawyer is going to take her case. And ASAP Rocky lawyer, I like that. I like that boy. That boy the truth. Yeah, we gotta check into that. We gotta check into that because something going on with Wendy Williams. But one thing about Wendy Williams, she's smart. Wendy Williams smart. She threw that letter down. See, that's how my mom is. I mean, I'm resourceful too, but that sounds like something my mom would do. We wouldn't be able to pull that on my mom. She too smart. My mom gonna let the world know. She gonna send out she gonna send out letters. She might attach a letter to a pigeon, and the pigeon might fly to me. My mom ain't going for it, and that's what I see. Wendy, as much as they trying to tell her she crazy and they trying to kidnap her, lock her down, she too smart. She didn't think about it. She didn't talk to TMZ from her wherever they had her locked up at, whatever that facility is. She talked to TMZ from there. That did a lot. Then she throws this letter, writes on a letter for help, and gets the hospital all involved. Wendy Williams is not going for it. And I think now she's put enough eyes on this story and got enough people helping her. And if she get ASAP Rocky's attorney, she gonna be all right. And people about to be in trouble behind this. Watch. Because something ain't right. Exactly. That's a great point, Amy. Excellent point, Amy. Wendy has realized she has to save herself. And she's doing it. It's a shame that she got to do all of this, but she's doing it. Shout out to Wendy Williams because she is doing everything she can to get out this shady ass guardianship situation that they got going on. So let's continue to keep an eye on Wendy Williams. You know, it all started when she was taken away by an ambulance after she dropped that note, and they came and got her. Shout out to the ambulance. What else we got going on? So we're going to keep an eye on the Wendy Williams situation. Hopefully she get it handled now. It's crazy. Yeah, they definitely being paid to take her for her money. I totally agree with that. So let's see what else we got going on as we wait for Apple and Spotify to get loaded. What else we got in the news? We went over that. Yeah, I see Trump trying to help out Elon by saying he's going to buy a Tesla because Elon's doing such a great job. They trying to get them Tesla stocks back up. Did y'all see that? They ain't slick. Big Meech and Lil Meech are back together. If y'all saw Lil Meech, he posted on Instagram, and I quote, "Before I ask God for anything, I made sure I asked God to bring my father home to my family and I. My prayers were answered. I love you, Dad. Death before dishonor." This was basically a post that was directed towards Diddy. I can't get Diddy name out my fucking mouth from this morning, but no Diddy. But that was directed at 50 Cent. So and then in that same post, he showed a FaceTime. Let me see if I can show it to y'all. Damn, this thing tripping. Y'all can't see it. But that's a bag full of money. So I guess Floyd had a bag full of money and was showing Lil Meech on FaceTime, and then he posted it. So I don't know. So y'all know 50 Cent about to come out with something. He about to say something crazy. Another thing, did y'all see what happened at the Lil Bootsy show, which was back in my neck of the woods, Akron, which is right down the street from Cleveland. If you know, Akron is for where LeBron was born, and actually Steph Curry was born in Akron. But Bootsy had a concert, and 2 people ended up getting shot the fuck up. The shots were fired at Bootsy's appearance at an after party. It was an after party that Bootsy had in Akron. I try to tell people, man, quit playing with Akron and Cleveland. If you ain't gonna be having heavy security and make sure you in an environment in an area that's safe, don't come to Akron and Cleveland playing around. You will lose your life. You will lose your life. Akron and Cleveland is not where you want to be playing around at. I'm telling y'all. So Bootsy had an after party. And so in the viral video, the rapper was standing on the stage at Field House Lounge when gunshots were heard and someone near him helped Bootsy duck. So Bootsy was ducking for cover. Off-duty officers heard the shots around 2 a.m. on Monday and called for help. They found 2 men, ages 18 and 36, were hurt. They took him to the hospital. A third man was also taken to the hospital when he was just grazed. Luckily, Bootsy and the rest of everybody made it out okay, because when I saw this headline, I wasn't surprised at all. If you know about Cleveland, or if you know about Akron, be very, very careful where you at 2 a.m. If I go out in Cleveland, I'm going at like, I'm not gonna be there past midnight. I'm not going out anywhere in Cleveland and staying past midnight. So, and as far as going out in Akron, I'm not going out in Akron at any time. Akron is wild. Akron is nowhere to be playing around or trying to act like how tough you are. They will shoot your ass right on the spot. See, and my boy C Tuck, that's a Clevelander. Hey, C Tuck, tell them about Akron and Cleveland, but tell them about Akron and Cleveland. It's not for that. That's why I try to tell people, like these celebrities or different people that's coming at me, don't come at me, man. We don't give a fuck in Cleveland about nobody. We ain't scared of nobody, because where we come from, you doing good just to survive. Look at the murder rate. Look at the murder capitals. Look at the city. Look at the cities who highest on the murder rate. You're going to see Cleveland. Akron, tiny, and still up on some people's list with crazy amount of murders. So prayers to the victims. I don't know what happened at the Lil Bootsy after party, but I could have told y'all. If y'all would have told me that there was a Lil Bootsy after party in Akron, I would have told y'all to hide your fucking kids. And do not go to no damn after party for Bootsy in Akron, unless you just got a death wish. Exactly. Cleveland ain't even the state capital of Ohio, but we the capital of murder. Sad, man. Anybody that went to a Lil Bootsy after party in Akron, Don't know what that, I don't know who idea that was. I don't know who idea that was. Don't ever Lil Bootsy after party. No. Akron, no. The way my jaw didn't drop when I read that headline. My jaw stayed right here. My jaw didn't drop to the floor when I saw it was a shooting at a Lil Bootsy after party in Akron. I was like, of course there was. There's no way in hell I would have showed up there. No way. Let's see if our Apple and Spotify people are together. And I'm gonna come back with some more 2-minute huddle on the news side. Don't ever go to no Bootsy after party in Akron. I'm telling you now. Give me a second. Let me get Apple and Spotify together. And I'm back. I hear you, Amy. I feel you. I'll be right out there with you. It's certain areas you just don't. I would never go to no Bootsy after party in no damn Akron. Never. It'd be crazy because the first question don't even be why are they shooting? The first question usually be what was they even doing over there? See, Tuck ain't never lied, y'all. That's how wild Cleveland is. And Akron. You don't even say why was they shooting. You don't question the shooters. You question the people of why they were even there. That's so true. Cleveland, it's like, hey, why was y'all even at a Bootsy after party in Akron? But I'm gonna get off of that. But yeah, y'all, that was Apple and Spotify is already together, just so y'all know. But that was not surprising. So we had another funny one. Y'all know how they said Birdman been acting like Birdman been acting like an old man on tour with all his speeches. And remember, y'all said he took a heroin nap. And they say he been just drunk, just talking too much. Well, we got another incident. I don't know if you can see it, but look it up. Lil Wayne and the Hot Boys, they all performing with Birdman. And Birdman do his same thing where he up there talking, and he wouldn't shut up. And so Lil Wayne and the rest of the Hot Boys, I don't know if it was Juvie and Turk and whoever it was, They all just started walking off the stage and just left Birdman up there talking by himself. They said this nigga talk too much. And they all just started walking off. Go check out the video clip. It's going viral. Everybody laughing about it. But let's do a petition to get Birdman off the damn tour. They definitely need a rehab tour. Get Birdman. Somebody get Birdman home. Because he just doing too much on tour right now. What else we got? What else we got, y'all? We got how about this? Did y'all see Club Shay? Y'all seen the new Club Shay? Portia Williams reportedly made a move for Portia of her and Simon $7 million home before he was detained by ICE. Simone, who was Portia Williams' ex, detained by ICE. Portia Williams reportedly made a move to make sure she secured a portion of her Atlanta home weeks before he was detained by ICE last month. So Simone, my bad, Simon. According to the court papers obtained, Williams Return Housewives stars the seeking division of each party's rights according to the agreement. This thing getting serious. ICE ain't playing. I've been seeing ICE detaining people left and right on my timeline. We also, I was looking for an update in this case. We also have a second suspect arrested in the hazing death of the Southern University student Caleb Wilson. Third suspect is still at large, and first suspect posted a $100,000 bond. Now, you know, Greg been going into great detail about the hazing situation. So this is the update. A second suspect has been arrested and charged. Second suspect has been arrested and charged in the hazing death of Southern University student Caleb Wilson, while the first suspect arrest posts the $100,000 bond. Now, as previously shared on Friday, March 7th, Baton Rouge Police Chief T.J. Morse reported that one suspect was arrested in the death of Southern University student Caleb Wilson. The suspect was identified as Wiley native Caleb McCray, a 23-year-old recent Southern University graduate. Police said McCray and two other men, while wearing boxing gloves, punched the Southern University fraternity pledge member in the chest several times before he collapsed, had a seizure, and died. Police charged McCray with felony criminal hazing and manslaughter. Woo! Caleb McCray's bond was set at a total of $100,000, $75,000 for the manslaughter, and $25,000 for the hazing. Late Friday night, he posted bond and was released. On Monday, March 10th, Baton Rouge Police Department arrested a second suspect in the Southern University hazing death of Caleb Wilson. Baton Rouge police arrested Kyle Thurman in West Baton Rouge on Monday. It's also been reported that a third suspect has been identified as Isaiah Smith. He's still wanted. The second and third suspect are both facing felony hazing charges. Now I'm speaking to all my fraternities, sororities out there. It's 2025. Come up with a new thing besides hazing, y'all. It's 2025. We got a lot of material and resources at our disposal. Let's get rid of the hazing, man. It's too many lives have been lost. It's not that serious. I'm not in no fraternity or none of that stuff, so I can't speak on what the meaning behind it and how serious it really is. But all I'm gonna say is find something that doesn't cause people to lose their life. Find a way to do something without putting hands on people. Figure out a way to initiate someone without physically harming them. Because one life lost from hazing is one more than we need. I've never been a fan of hazing, which is one of the reasons why I'm not in a fraternity. I wouldn't let nobody haze me. And no disrespect to, your frat brothers and all that out there. I'm just speaking for the general public who's not involved in fraternities, and we just don't want to see people dying. We all got children going off to college. A lot of us have children going off to college. I ain't gonna say all of us, but a lot of us do. And I would hate for me or anybody listening to this, or anybody, any parent, to have to go through losing a child at college. We protect our baby for all them 18 years. Y'all know how we are about our kids. Shit, the other day, my best friend's son went to visit some people. He didn't know who they were. His son grown. But it took everything in him to not be sitting 2 minutes around the block while his son has fun, because it's just hard. We want to do whatever we can for nothing to happen to our child. And so to do that, and then we send them off to college where we think they're safe and they're about to spread their wings and fly and become whatever they want to become. And then a parent has to get that phone call that their child life has been cut short because of some stupid ass haze. Because y'all can't figure out another way to do something besides punching him in his chest to the point where he collapsing and having seizures. What the hell is this barbaric bullshit y'all doing? Somebody needs to step up and say something. Because it could be your child one day. It could be your child. It could be your child. It could be anybody's child. Eliminate that hazing bullshit, man. Figure something else out. Why don't you make them type up a 200-page document letter explaining why they want to be involved, or I don't know, anything besides beating people. I don't want to talk too much more about that, but I just don't get it, man. Like, figure something else out. It's bullshit. That you don't want to be telling no, and for whatever fraternity this is, y'all need to be speaking out and saying something. This is why I don't get it, man. And that's why I ain't joined one. People lose their life, and I've seen this on black fraternities, white fraternities, all kind of fraternities. They love it. They love you until you lose your life, and then they scatter and disappear, and every man for themselves. So let's just pray for the everybody involved. I'm so sorry that family had to lose a child to hazing. I'm done with that. I'm done with that. What else we got going? My Cavs are kicking ass. Shout out to the Cleveland Cavaliers. We going for it all this year. I will be covering that. I'm covering the Cleveland playoffs. So y'all better be I'm warning y'all now. I've been giving y'all a little leeway. I've been cutting y'all a little slack because I'll be wanting to talk about my Cavs a lot because they kicking ass and I like it. So, but I will be covering the playoffs. So I'm warning y'all now. Playoff time, I might even be on site. Put me in the fucking locker room. I'm covering everything. So shout out to the Cavs for kicking ass. And if your team has been the recipient of one of my Cavs ass whooping, don't feel bad. It's been about 50, I think it's been about 53 to 54 ass whoopings this year already. Y'all ain't alone. What else is going on in the city as we dive into the latest and greatest? Bedford Heights. Man, there's so much sad news on where I'm from. I just gotta skip some of it. I don't want y'all to be scared to come to Cleveland. Because it ain't that bad. You just gotta know where you're going, and you can't be. I don't advise 2 a.m., 3 a.m. I don't advise being out at that time at all. Just so we clear. But hey, I got some what the hell do y'all believe this? So in Memphis, it was a man in bed with his lady, and he got shot. He got shot in the leg. And he claims that the dog pulled the trigger. Do y'all believe that? I ain't never seen a dog pull a trigger before. But if they say so. Oh, y'all remember that family of the Kansas City? The family that was deceased, of the deceased Kansas City Chiefs fan. Y'all remember last year, there was a story where there were some Kansas City Chiefs fans that were watching the playoff game or whatever the game was. I think it was playoffs. And they died at their friend's home, and people don't know what the hell happened. Was it bad drugs? Did they get the drugs from the homeowner? You know, all that confusion. Well, the two men accused of playing a role in the mysterious death are now being sued for wrongful death. So shout out to them. Hopefully they get some money, because I definitely think there was some shit in the game and something happened. I don't know exactly what, but something happened. There was foul play. That was no accident. What else we got going on? Any good news? Any good news, y'all? I would like to hear about some good news. There's a lot of fake news going on, but I don't see no good news. What we got going on with our boy? Oh, your boy Stephen A. Smith. If you watch Stephen A. Smith or used to watch Stephen A. Smith back in the day, Stephen A. Smith will be on Skip Bayless show ever since LeBron James checked ever since LeBron James checked Stephen A. Smith at that game yesterday, everybody's saying that Stephen A. is running for cover. And so now Stephen A. is getting back with Skip Bayless. If y'all remember, Stephen A. and Skip Bayless used to be on First Take back in the day. They kind of originated a lot of this debate forum show. And, Stephen A. went on to do his thing and become the biggest thing in sports media. And Skip Bayless has fell off the face of the earth. But it appears, I didn't think I would ever see Stephen A. and Skip Bayless back together. But it appears that Stephen A. and Skip Bayless are reigniting kind of in the same way as everybody kind of united against Drake. So now it's like Skip and Stephen A., the LeBron haters, are linking up. I don't really care too much about Skip Bayless, but I do want to see what Stephen A. and Skip Bayless are going to say about LeBron, because I think they're going to be going all out against LeBron together. So let's keep our eye on that. And before we get out of here, let's see if we got any breaking Diddy news. Y'all know what that Odell Beckham situation. Odell Beckham did come out with a statement. If you remember yesterday, I was calling him out saying, you need a statement, bruh. You need to come out with a statement. And Odell Beckham came out with a statement. Let me find it right here so I can read you what Odell Beckham's statement was. I think that little statement he came with, trying to act like it was no big deal, I told y'all that wasn't gonna cut it. And I swear it's almost like they listened to this podcast, because after I said that, he came with a better statement that actually said he didn't do it. But check it out. This is Odell Beckham. And what we're talking about is, y'all remember, Odell got pulled into one of the lawsuits to Diddy, saying that he engaged in graping and all type of other stuff. And so this was Odell's follow-up statement after I called him out saying, you need a real statement, bro. I have been informed of the allegations about me in the lawsuit in California. I really can't even believe that my name is mentioned in that matter. There is absolutely no truth to those allegations. I do not know and have never met the person that filed the suit. I was not anywhere near Orinda, California at that time. In fact, I don't think I have ever even been to Orinda, California. I have never done anything like that, and I would never do anything like that to anyone. I'm confident that these ridiculous claims against me will be dismissed. So that is his official statement. I don't know if y'all believe it, but innocent until proven guilty. But I tell you one thing, that statement is better than this other statement that he came out with when he was like, boy, I tell you, this statement is the one I said ain't gonna cut it. Boy, I'll tell you what, this world makes absolutely no sense. I am covered by God. He will prevail. I know who I am. I know who you are. Keep your head. That name will be cleared. Shit's stupid. I knew that statement wasn't going to cut it. And remember yesterday, I told y'all, I said, Odell better figure out, he better come out and say something. He better come out and say he didn't do it. He better be a little more clear, because that statement ain't going to do it. And sure enough, he came out with that other statement. So we're going to see how this play out. Now, officially, Drewski has spoke on it, and Odell Beckham has spoke on it and claimed their innocence. We shall see. Because the things in this lawsuit, they saying that Diddy, Shane, Odell, and Drewski caused physical injury, severe mental and emotional distress, pain and suffering, mental anguish, and loss of enjoyment of life. Defendants' unlawful actions were intentional. They were done with malice and showed a deliberate, willful, and reckless indifference to the plaintiff's right. Plaintiff being Ashley Paul. The amount of damages sought herein exceeds the judicial limits of all other courts which would otherwise have jurisdiction. So, as far as Odell Beckham, I hope what he's saying is true. I hope these things didn't happen. I hope they didn't, because they sound trifling, but I still can't get over seeing Odell Beckham in a weird corner having Justin Bieber do something. So I don't know what's going on. We shall see. But a lot of people are saying they ain't surprised, and Odell Beckham has been addressed. Even Candace Owens has questioned whether Trey Songz and Odell Beckham have more to do with this Diddy mess than we all may think. We shall see. We shall see. So that will definitely be something on our radar. Let's see what happens. Let's see what comes out of this Odell situation. Odell Beckham, Drewski, and also Jaguar Wright is involved. I'm anxious to see how that comes out. But like I said, y'all know what we really waiting on. Now we got to wait till basically Friday. Friday at 2 p.m., we will find more info about what the hell going on with Diddy, what's going on with not only just Diddy, but the Enterprise letter. Looking forward to all that information coming to us Friday at 2 p.m. Until then, I'm going to keep digging and figuring out what the hell going on. What else? So also, Elon said, I don't know if y'all know there was a lot of outages on X. And Elon has blamed the outages and the cyber attacks on Ukraine. I don't know where this proof is, but a lot of people in the comments, when I looked at what people were saying, they think that something ain't right. They think Elon is just pinning that on Ukraine just to stir up more shit with Ukraine. I don't know. That's something y'all gonna have to look up on your own. I don't know. I just know there were outages yesterday on X, formerly known as Twitter. And I know that Elon Musk literally blamed it on Ukraine. So we'll see how that pans out. Southwest Airline is look like they're gonna be on the chopping block next. I'm not gonna say why because it hasn't come out yet, but let's Pay attention to what Southwest doing, because people for some reason are really pissed. Oh, so I guess what they're saying is Southwest is getting rid of their unique seating, the way they seat people, dropping the points, and no more free bags. That is why they pissed. Y'all know how Southwest had their own little unique way they sit you, and they offered, I don't know if it was, I think it was, what is it, one free bag, maybe two free bags. I know it was one for sure. And you can't even accrue points no more. So I'm just putting that out there for all my Southwest people. Check it out. They changing a lot, and the free bags is like, wow. What people are saying is like basically Southwest is turning into Spirit. And so the many people who complained about it, Southwest actually responded. They said, thanks for reaching out to us. We know the policy updates are a big change for our customers. We hear you and understand you're disappointed. Your feedback will be shared with our senior leaders, and we hope to merit your future consideration, as we'd love to have you. Southwest Airlines customers are pissed. And I don't blame them. Because it's getting to the point where these airlines is charging for everything. I think Frontier charge you if you want a boarding pass now. You got to pay for that. And I ain't talking about your boarding pass fee that you pay when you get your ticket. I'm talking about if you go to Frontier and you say, hey, my phone is about to die, so I don't want to have it on my phone. Can you just print me up a boarding pass? They're going to say yes, and that will be $15. I don't know how much it really is, but they are charging if you want a copy of your boarding pass. Airlines are getting ridiculous. If we're not talking about they're crashing into each other left and right, if we're not talking about people being laid off, we're talking about they add more fluff to their pricing. And Southwest was one of the few airlines who were still giving free bags. That's coming to an end. Now they all getting on board to the simple fact is now they charging for everything. If you want to, in a minute, they're going to be charging you for air. You're going to have to pay for air on the flight. You're going to look around, customers going to be, why you ain't breathing, dog? I'm out of air. So I got to hold my breath until we land. It's getting ridiculous. It's getting ridiculous. And I'm glad that I'm not the only one that be seeing this little shit they try to do and call it out, because they are on Southwest's neck about these new changes. As they should be, because these fucking airlines are getting greedy. They crashing more and charging more. Those two don't go together. You supposed to be giving us more and charging us less because we all scared as fuck to get on a plane at this point. So y'all remedy, since we all scared to get on a plane, now y'all want to charge us more. Y'all, I can't make this shit up. The news be news, and don't it? These fuckers know they run a hell of a game on us. Now they want to charge. So now I didn't fly Southwest a lot anyway, but I definitely won't be flying them now. The thing I liked about them was that they offered a free bag and they had that unique way of seating. But if they're getting rid of that, I'd rather be on Spirit, who ain't had no crashes, and it's cheap as hell. And they got Wi-Fi. So Spirit ain't looking too bad now. They used to make all those jokes about Spirit, and Spirit the only one so far that you can count on to not crash. And even though they charge for everything too, at least they cheap enough where when they do charge for everything, it ain't no big deal. So y'all, everything is all set. I'm about to get up out of here. Let's get the I don't like. Let's get the I'm outs in the chat. Exactly, Amy. I mean, Shauna, this is crazy. Check it out. They going off on South. I like it though because they going off on Southwest on Twitter and on social media, and I'm happy about it. So let's get the I'm outs in the chat. I'm with you, Amy. If I can't drive, I can't go. Let's hit the music. Let's get the I'm out in the chat. We about to get the up out of here. As you know, every day, 7:30 a.m. This is the Flo Show No Filter. The Breakfast Crew is in the building. Join us live on YouTube, live every day for the Flo Show No Filter, the hottest podcast on Apple and Spotify. I don't know what else to say. Y'all be great. Much love. I love y'all. But I'm out.